Microphones, but we're all enclosed here. Appreciate everybody coming out. Great crowd. Looking forward to an exciting weekend. And it was an exciting volleyball match last night. That's where we started. Thanks to the Peach Ranch, first of all, for having us out here. And we'll start with Doug Tabbert, head coach of the volleyball program, as they got a win last night over Dickinson State. Welcome up, Coach Tabbert.
Thanks, and appreciate everybody coming out. This is a big crowd, so, and I'm sure the Pizza Ranch probably helped that too, but good to see everybody here. We had a pretty busy week, our last 5 days or so. Had our home opener Friday night, had a great crowd, really good environment, it was really fun. Hope we can keep getting that kind of environment at our home matches, but a lot of students, a lot of energy in the gym, and that was great. Played Western New Mexico, who happens to be at the top of the other division in the conference. They're playing very well, and they're a very good team. Start the match, my biggest fear was we were going to come out and be really tight at the start of the match because it was our home opener and we're pretty young and it was a good crowd, and that's pretty much what happened. We were pretty tense. It looked like the first half of the first set. You know, we played them okay. We weren't great. They're pretty good. We hung with them the first couple sets. And I think we were still trying to deal with the crowd and the situation. Then we played the third set and we jumped all over them, get a huge lead. We played great. It was fun, it was exciting. We were playing really good volleyball. We had about a 7-8 point lead most of the way. Best volleyball we played in a while. They made a little run at the end and kind of closed it a little bit, but it just completely turned the match, and it was really exciting because I was really happy that our players responded that way, because it would have been easy being down 2-0 to a pretty good team to kind of check out a little bit, and they responded really well, so it was really exciting. But okay, this gets really interesting now, because now we're down 2-1, but we're playing really well. And then they kind of came in and they just jumped all over us in the fourth, really overwhelmed us, and it kind of took momentum back, and we didn't handle that real well, but it was a learning experience for us, I think, and it was one of those matches where you feel okay for a while, you feel great, and then you don't feel very good. But they were a good team, and they caused us some issues in the fourth set. But it was part of the process for us as a young team to learn and develop. Then Saturday we played New Mexico Highlands. They've been struggling, and it was two teams that really needed to win, is basically what it came down to. They had 3 wins coming into the match, and we were kind of in a similar situation. And I felt we had some advantages over them if we played well. So the first set we got off to a quick lead. They came back. We were pretty much kind of head-to-head till about 17-all, 17-16, something like that. And they kind of pulled away from us in the first set, which was a little bit alarming because I thought they were playing more physically than we were. And that was kind of the message after the first set, is we got to be more physical, because they're playing more physical than we are. Second set, kind of more of the same. They had us in trouble. They had us down late in the second, and we fought off 2 or 3 set points. Finally ended up winning, I think, 30-28, which was huge for us, because had we been down 2-0, we would have been in trouble, I think. And for our kids to hang in and find a way to win it and tie it up 1-1, being down most of that set was huge for us. And then third and fourth set, we played a lot more physical, and I think they started to wear it down a little bit, and we played more physical the second half of the match, which was the key for us, and kind of took control in the third and fourth set. They had an outside hitter, not real big, Division I transfer that was really good, and we did a really nice job on her the second half of the match and kind of held her in check. So it was a good win for us, especially since we kind of played better as the match went on and played more physical, which is what we needed to do. Last night, Dickinson State, another team that's kind of struggling. I think they're a lot better than they were last year when we played them. Had some size out there. We didn't get off to a very good start. That's been a topic of conversation for us with our team, is how do we start better. First set wasn't a great effort on our part, and then we kind of turned it, played better the next 3. It didn't seem, I looked at the scores at the end of the match and I'm thinking it seemed a lot closer than that to me. But we played better, second, third, fourth set. Kind of did the same thing. They had one outside hitter who was really doing some damage early on, and we really held her in check the second, third, and fourth set. So any win's good for us right now, and to play better after a first set is a good response for our players. So it was good to get another win, so we're happy for that. This weekend we got to Denver and Colorado Springs. We got Metro State on Friday. They're a perennial elite team on a national level. They're not ranked right now. They've struggled a little bit this year more than they have in the past, but they're a perennially a national elite program, and so they'll pose plenty of challenges. And then we go to Colorado Springs on Saturday to play UCCS. They're having a pretty good year so far. They're kind of one of those second-tier teams in the RMAC the last several years, but they've got off to a good start, had some good wins, so that'll be a challenge too. We'll have to play well, and if we do, I think we'll be okay. But we got to bring our A game this weekend, and hopefully we'll do that. Not being on the road, there's not a lot of. Kylie Gornprottom has played great the last 3 matches, put up tremendous numbers as a defensive specialist over the weekend, played really well again last night. Sophomore out of Tampa, about this tall and hair that reaches the floor almost, but playing really well. She's been tremendous the last 3 matches and really been a standout. Michaela Reese continues to be very good offensively for us. She had a nice match last night. Anna Bright, our freshman middle from Colorado, had a good match last night. It's a good thing because the rest of our hitters were pretty mediocre last night. So those 2 really helped us, and it's a good thing they showed up. Not being on the road, not a lot of adventures for us lately. But we had an interesting thing on Sunday. I'm going to share with you. We had a team meal at one of out in the country. One of our supporters invited us for a team meal, and we can do that. It's all NCAA code. So we did all the paperwork. It's all good. They have a nice place out in the country down by Keystone. So we do this team meal Sunday night. Our team was there. And our team's pretty much, they stick together pretty well. We go to a restaurant, if there's not a table that'll put 18 people, our kids are moving tables around and doing that so we can all be together. They had a nice deck outside, so they had a table outside and they had a table inside, and they weren't big enough for everybody, so we had about 6 of our kids outside and the rest of them inside and reading. And suddenly the group that was outside just comes flying in the door, and they were in a hurry. And 2 of them left their phones out on the table. That tells you how when college-age females leave their phones behind, their cell phones behind, they're in a hurry. So I had to actually go out and get them and bring them in later. But I was inside at the time, and we're all thinking, okay, what's going on? Well, as it turned out, Kylie Gornprottom got stung by a wasp 3 times while she was out there. And I don't know if it was 3 different wasps or the same wasp 3 times. The story wasn't clear on that. But so here they come. And we've got 5 different players that are all trying to take care of Kylie. And she's back in the bathroom, and they're taking care of her. And then it just kind of spawned this really interesting conversation. So one of our kids starts going off on wasps and says, why do we even have wasps? What purpose do they? And she's going, they don't do anything but sting people. So she literally said, why can't they be going extinct like polar bears? And then and one of our kids, and I'm not making this up, one of our kids' response was, well, polar bears are really aggressive. I wish I had a tame polar bear as a pet. That's just, I never know what I'm going to do on a day-to-day basis, but that's a good example. We got a great group of kids, but they're really interesting and they're fun, and that's just part of what we deal with on a daily basis. But I swear to God, that was the conversation that took place, and that's almost word for word. So it was a little bit of fun for the evening. So. We will, hopefully this weekend will be a good weekend for us. We just got to keep working, keep developing. We're young and we're growing and we're going through some growing pains, but our kids are hanging in there and every day is a good day with them. We don't always play well, we don't always practice well. It's a good experience. We've got a really good group that's really together this year. So we'll just keep working and hopefully we'll keep having some success. So, any questions, anything? Okay, thanks a lot, appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. I will point out, if you want more pizza chicken, head out right where they're going. That's where they're going. All right? You can head out right back out that way, back in that way. Coach, I don't know why we have wasps. I appreciate your stories, though. My wife raises honeybees. I know honeybees are important. I don't know why we have honeybees.
You'd rather have a polar bear?
Cross-country team went out to Minneapolis, a couple of meets in Minnesota, I should say. Welcome up Steve Johnson.
Thanks, Nate. I got nowhere to put my hands today. It's going to be a problem. Yeah, we went out, we split the squad up. We sent the men's team to New Ulm this week, and the women's team went up to the Roy Griak Invitational in Minneapolis. And I'll tell you about the women first. We left 5 o'clock in the morning on Friday, and I think they finally woke up about Chamberlain. They really woke up about the time we got to the cities, and all of a sudden I was getting serenaded with Disney songs and a debate over who was which Disney princess. So very important topics there. Got to the course, we checked things out on Friday night, and then on Saturday morning showed up, and you know, they could tell the course was crowded and a little busy on Friday night. I think they got the real picture of Griak when we showed up on Saturday, and there were already about 100 different teams there. And the D3 race was, the women's D3 race was getting ready to kick off, and there's a bounce house, and you've got barbecues going and all sorts of stuff. It's just a real, one of our seniors last year described it as a rage. It's pretty apt. You know, and so we went in last year. We were a little tight when we went in, and they went out a little bit too fast, which is really easy to do when it's a big field like that. They wound up being 359 finishers. So I couldn't tell you how many were actually on the start line, but I would guess around 380 or so on the start line. And it narrows down after 400 meters. It narrows down to about 10 meters wide. So you got to figure 400 people crammed through this 10-meter wide space, and they're coming through between the first K and the mile. And I'm waiting, and I'm watching these runners going by, and I'm thinking, we should be here. We should be here. Where are we? Finally, I see Libby's head pop through, and then it's like, okay, where's everybody else? Well, eventually the rest of them start trickling through, and I'm thinking, we're way too far back. We got to move up. Well, by the time I get over about a mile and a half into the race, you can tell that we've moved up, and some of them still just look like they're just biding their time, which was our plan. That was what we were supposed to do. But I'm looking at places and had the advantage of being able to see from the outside. You know, when you're in a huddle of 300 bodies, you don't know where you're at. And so they start working their way up, and I swear every time I went to a different spot, I got to about 5 different spots on the course, and every time we went to a spot, I missed somebody going by because they were that close together and there were so many people working through there. But the ladies did a really nice job working their way up through the field. Our top finisher was Adeline Stratmeyer again. She actually finished 54th overall, which was a huge improvement. Last year she was about 137. So she knocked almost a minute off her time, and we only had one other girl that ran last year that could say the same thing, and that was Riley Sutton. Riley's from Aspen, Colorado, and Riley was our number 5. No, she was our number 4 this week. She was our number 4 this week. We actually put 9 girls ahead of Riley's time from last year. Riley was our number 5 last year. So we moved up. We actually were able to knock almost 100 points off of our score from last year. We wound up moving up 5 places in the field, moved up to 17th in the field, and that put us 12th out of the Division II schools in the field. So really, really big confidence booster for us there on the women's side. Gave them a little reward afterward, took them down to the Mall of America for lunch, and I don't think any of them found it enough time, but I don't know if there is enough time there. On the men's side, they went to New Ulm. Coach Schaefer took them up there for me, and it was a smaller meet, just 4 teams, including us. Martin Luther College, Brittanee Lutheran, and Crown College. And we went in, we'd set up a race plan. Again, preaching patience. We want to teach these guys to really work the second half of their race. And the guys had a race that, as a couple of them told me, it's real cross country. It's not a golf course. It was at Flandreau State Park. They're winding through the trees and through these grass fields. They had a 400-meter stretch of single track, which is a trail about this wide, and up the mountain. Mount Doom is what they call it, and I'll let Cole tell you more about Mount Doom here in a minute. But we actually had a surprise winner for us. We won the race, went 1, 2, 3, 5, and 9 out of 46 runners. So really good showing from the guys. Jacob Huber was actually our first guy. 2 weeks ago when we were at Shattern, he was at National Guard training. He was back this week. Actually was our surprise winner by 17 seconds. Ashton was second for us, and then Dale Brook came in third. Jace Walker was fifth, and Cole was ninth in just his second race of the season. This was a great one for our guys. It really laid out well. I think our number 6 guy even was 12th, and he was kicking himself for a little bit of a strategic error in that. Really laid out nicely for the guys and gave them a chance to see what they can do as a team if they really work together and work through the field instead of trying to be overly aggressive at the start, which is something that's pretty common, especially on the guys' side. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to a couple of seniors here, Brittanee Wood and Colo Jolovich.
All right, so I'm Brittanee Wood. I'm a senior in Chem E, graduating here this semester. And I guess the big thing with this team is how much growth has happened in this last 5 years. I'm a 5th year senior. And I just remember freshman year coming in and barely having 5 girls that can get out and compete, you know, between injuries and just not having the numbers that we have now. And now we're out there and we're really competing, and it's nice to see the shock on people's face when they see South Dakota Mines come in and just sweep what we never could before. And yeah, and the team bonding that happens now is just crazy. Like Coach was saying, like singing Disney's songs in the van. It doesn't just happen in the van. We'll be running out in the hills and we'll just be out there cruising along, and all of a sudden somebody breaks out with Disney song. And it's not just them. As soon as they start singing, everybody else has to join. So it's just a great experience to have such a strong team and such a strongly bonded team.
How many girls are on the team?
We have 11 girls on the team right now and 9 that regularly compete. So.
All right, like Coach said, my name's Colo Jolovich. I'm actually a grad student this year for construction engineering, 5th year senior. I kind of have a different recollection of the last 5 years. We've actually regressed. We've had a lot of injuries over the years, and people just can't do it anymore. So we've actually gone down to only 6 guys, or actually 7. We got 1 back this weekend. But we got a really young team, and it's nice to see. They're excited about running. They're excited about pushing each other, seeing how far they can go. Like Coach said, our 1, 2, 3, and 5 for this meet, we're all freshmen and sophomores. So it's nice to see those guys pushing each other, getting out there, pushing themselves, and winning meets. A little more on Mount Doom. It's a 400-meter pass, probably about 8 to 12 inches wide, and it's about a 150-foot climb that you climb about 100 feet. And we actually had to do it twice because of the way the laps worked out. But like Coach said, we conquered it, and I don't know. I thought we all.
T-shirts prove it.
We got it. I thought we all kind of thrived. All the guys were really excited for the hills. We just got out there, attacked it, and did what they needed to do. Any questions?
Did the fact that we're from the Black Hills area with hills help us getting over there to New Ulm?
I think it helped out a lot. Because the guys, we heard them talking up this Mount Doom, saying, oh, it's so big, it's just going to wear you out, you're not going to be able to finish very well. We got out there and everyone just started laughing as we were jogging up and doing our warm-up and our pre-meet workouts. But yeah, I thought this was a great place to train for that.
Just to add to that, coach has done a really good job about our workouts this year, making sure that we attack hills and we get used to that mode of, I'm going to get over this hill and I'm going to push on the other side too, which is a huge part. I mean, on the girls' side, we saw a whole team slow down going up these hills, and our team would just go right around them and keep going, and that's huge for us, and it is a nice advantage, so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll keep moving, you can keep eating. A few more people to see. Soccer program is at home again. A couple of RMAC matchups. We'll invite Jordan Kadlec up to explain how they did.
Thank you all for coming. This weekend we had Regis and Colorado Mesa, and on Friday we got our first victory against. In that game, I feel like Coach Conniff and I, we had a pretty good game plan for the guys going forward. They lost Scott in on them, knew how they're going to play. And with the way we've changed our style of play in the last 2 weeks, defensively, we high pressure for a while. The RMAC has a bit more guys that are technical, so now we're sitting back a little bit more and inviting them to play a long ball, which is exactly what we just did. So that worked out well for us. And Sam Latemp, one of our seniors, ended up getting the goal with like 13 minutes left. And then I swear those last 12 to 13 minutes are the longest of my life. Honestly, actually on Saturday, one of our seniors made a good point, is that we got to keep moving forward once we go up 1-0 instead of, we literally defended for 13 minutes. We gave up some silly fouls in some silly places, so from that aspect, we just got to be a bit more professional and smarter about how we defend with the goal lead. But generally in soccer, if you have a goal lead, 10 minutes left, we had a couple adjustments. We pretty much put 5 guys on our back line instead of 4, had 2 sit in front of him, and we barely went forward. So, but a huge confidence boost for our guys to get that win. We were hoping it would carry over to Sunday, but I think a lot of guys were pretty exhausted from the win. We had quite a few people play on Friday, but on Sunday it was Coach Conniff and I were talking. We're kind of like guaranteed one good game a weekend out of our guys. So Sunday we gave up a goal with like 13 minutes into the game, and one of our goals going back to Friday was not to give up a goal in the first 15 minutes. And after we did that, then the guys started getting some confidence and knew that we could play this team. But when you go down in the 13th minute, that really puts you on your heels. Luckily, we equalized the game from James Wagner. It was great for him to get his first goal of his career. A really huge confidence boost for him. He's a guy who's been playing a lot of minutes for us without producing much on the stat sheet, but his work ethic is one of the reasons he's playing so much. And then we gave up a goal about 10 minutes later. We gave up 2 goals in about 45 seconds, which really it killed us. So going into half 3-1, we had a chance. About 4 minutes in the second half, one of our players gets their second yellow, and that's a red card. So in soccer, if you get a red card, you play with a man down. So being down 3-1, plus down a man, it's going to be a tough game. And second one of these guys over here, we're not good enough to do that yet, to play with 10 men, let alone play with 10 men being 2 goals down. So credit to Colorado Mesa. They're a great team. They're extremely technical. They can hit you the long ball, or they can play through your midfield. So they were very good learning experience for our guys. We had 2 guys get kind of beat up in that game. We had to take 2 guys to the ER, and we actually had the same ER doctor for both of them. The guy comes in the room, he's like, "You guys got beat up today, huh?" Yeah, we kind of did. So, but they outplayed us, to be honest, and we have a video session tonight, and our guys are gonna hopefully learn a lot from that. But This weekend we have Colorado Christian in Lakewood, and then Colorado Mines on Sunday at home. So Colorado Christian is kind of in the same place we are. They're I think they're 0-4, maybe 0-6 now in the conference, and so it's a game that we hope to win, but we know that every team in the RMAC is going to be extremely competitive, so we can't let our guys look past them on the Sunday. Sunday with Colorado Mines, who's ranked 6th and 16th in the country right now. They're 6-0-1, I believe, 7-0-1. They're undefeated. They haven't lost a game yet. So that's going to be an extremely tough battle. I think having them at home is going to be a big advantage as our field is smaller. We can keep it a bit more compact, but I think if our guys play the way we want defensively and then catch them on the break, kind of counterattack, we'll be all right. But I think the main thing is that we get our guys to focus on Friday instead of looking ahead to Colorado Mines, because that's very possible. As a former player myself, I've done that a couple times where you have someone that you should beat on Friday, but you're looking ahead to the Sunday more challenging game. So that'll be a big test for our guys on Friday to see if they can beat a team that we should. So, any questions for me? Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulate Coach Kadlec again. First RMAC victory. That was quality victory against Regis, no question about it. Another team facing number 16 team in the country is the football program. Coach Collins off to a good start, 3-1. They face number 16 Humboldt State in the M-Day game on Saturday. Welcome up, Coach Collins.
Thanks everybody for coming out. Nice crowd out here today. So talk a little bit about our Lyon College game. Certainly an opponent we wanted to jump on early, and I thought our guys 2 weeks in a row, River Falls game and the Lyon College game, we made some plays early, got up early, and did a lot of things. It's always nice when you can get a lot of guys in the football game. We played about everybody on our roster that were not redshirted, so that always is great to give people an opportunity. It's good for team morale, and it gives us a chance to get tape on a lot of guys. Our players of the week last week, our offensive player of the week, was Robert Schrock. He's our center. He's done a tremendous job. He's a redshirt freshman for us. Our defensive player of the week is Dominic Martinez, and Dominic will be up here in a minute to talk to you. Our pickaxe player of the game is Devin Nixon. It's a third game in a row. He's went over 100 yards, so it's a true freshman. That's great. Rocker of the week, Brandon Sardo will be up here in a minute to talk to you. Had his first college pick on Saturday. And our special teams player of the week was Will Zoll. He blocked a punt early in the game. That's 2 weeks in a row we blocked a punt in the first quarter, and that's a huge momentum changer. And really, in both those games, I thought jump-started us into some things. So pleased with the way we played at Lyon College. Now turn the page. We start GNAC play this week against Humboldt State. Very, very good football team. They lead the nation in scoring. They're right above Colorado Mines in scoring per game. They lead the GNAC in total defense. Very, very familiar with their coaching staff. Rob Smith is their head coach. He was the head coach at Western Washington for a long time. I worked for Rob for a couple years. Coach Tinker played for him. Coach Booker played for him. So there's a lot. Coach Ackerman coached with him. So there's a lot of familiarity with their staff. Very, very well-coached football team. Very good football team. And it's going to be a great environment, a great challenge for us that our kids are excited to play a high-quality team like Humboldt that's coming into town here. So what questions can I answer for you about the Lyon College game or this game against Humboldt State this weekend?
Hey, Coach, Humboldt last year versus this year?
Yeah.
Anything different you see?
Yeah, we're not on a bus for 28 hours one way. That's a lot of difference for me right there. Yeah, you know, Humboldt's, there's a lot of similarities with what they're doing. offensively, they had a lot of young players last year. A lot of guys are true freshmen. The running back who's second in the nation with rushing yardage was a true freshman last year. I think he's rolling. Their quarterback is a sophomore. He played as a true freshman last year. They got a receiver named Chase Krevichan those guys are all young players for them. I think they're all sophomores on that piece. Their O-line is phenomenal. They have done a great job with their offensive line. So they're doing a lot of the same things on that and just kind of hitting it on all cylinders right now. They played some good football teams. They opened up with Western Oregon down there. Really got after Azusa week 2, and Azusa a very quality football team, and got all over Dixie State when they played 2 weeks ago. So I don't know that they've changed a lot offensively. Maybe just gotten better today. They've had some schematic changes on defense. Their defensive coordinator left, so they've hired the different defensive staff, but they're doing a very nice job with what they're doing, and they're sound on special teams. It's a high-end quality Division II opponent, and that's going to be GNAC play. It's a good football conference. Yeah.
Coach, feeling better about your special teams last couple weeks?
Yeah, we're getting better and better. We obviously got we're still missing a couple field goals we got to be able to put in. That's probably the other thing. But, I think anytime you can, like I said, blocking a kick, blocking a punt. We've got 2 blocks punts, a block kick. Those things are game changers. We spend a lot of time on that. So for that to come to fruition for us has been good. We need to continue to refine some things we're doing, but I think we're playing a lot better in that phase.
Talk about the confidence of the team right now as opposed to last year.
Sure. Yeah, certainly. I mean, anytime you're winning football games, and we've won 3 in a row, and that's tough to do anywhere. It really is. So our guys, that continues to build and build and build. And as we went into Humboldt last year, we beat William Jewell going into that game, but they jumped on us early and didn't look back on that. And that's going to be the biggest challenge here. You look at that Colorado Mines team that played week 1. We've got to be able to stay with this team early, not allow them to get jump on us, and keep plugging away. And we're certainly capable of doing that, but we've got to play our best football. They're solid in all 3 phases, and if you allow them to, if you give them something, they're going to take it. So we need to make sure we're on point with everything we're doing. Anything else? All right, thanks again, everybody, for coming out. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Shoot, forget about the guys you really want to hear about. Got 2 guys here. We got Brandon Sardis, senior for us from Huron, South Dakota. Come on up, Brandon. And Dominic Martinez, a junior for us from Kadlec, New Mexico.
Like Coach said, I'm Brandon Sarda from Huron, South Dakota. I'm a senior mechanical engineering major, graduating here in December. That was pretty exciting. Thought run.
Brandon had an interception, as Coach said. Was that the first interception you've had in your whole career going back to a Huron Tiger or anything?
No, this is my first collegiate one.
Okay.
I had a few in high school. So.
All right. So you remember what it was like?
Yeah, I played a little running back in high school too, so I had a little experience, but it's been a while. So.
Brandon, were you thinking end zone?
Yeah.
About the 40-yard line?
Until they caught him.
Yeah.
Two hands on the ball, though.
My name is Dominic Martinez. Like Coach said, I'm New Mexico. I'm majoring in IS for pre-med, so I want to do something with that. And going about the game, going about our team. So we talked about believing a lot, about how we believe we're going to be good, how we believe that the guy next to us is going to do what they should. And just yesterday, our coach was talking to us about knowing. So we're transitioning from believing to knowing that the guy next to us is going to do what he needs to do for us to be successful. So that's a big part, I think, in our success early on this season, and it'll carry on like in UNAC conference play.
What year are you?
I'm a junior.
You are from
New Mexico.
Where?
Gallup, New Mexico. It's right in the Four Corner area. Yeah. I played at New Mexico Military Junior College last year.
What position?
I played free safety there, and then we transitioned. Coach wanted me to move to outside linebacker, strong safety kind of hybrid. I really like it. It's fun. Playing in the box with the linemen and everything, and then actually getting to cover slots. I like it a lot.
Any other questions for the guys?
What position are
Middle line, yeah, linebacker.
What are your numbers so we can watch you?
I'm 50.
44, sir.
Great, great.
Thanks, guys. All right, you still probably want to eat. Now you can eat more. That'll conclude the luncheon. Thanks to everybody for coming out. Thanks to the Scholar Athletes for being here as well. Congratulations on a great start. Looking forward to the weekend. Saturday, 6 o'clock, homecoming game against Humboldt State. Sunday, I believe, 1 o'clock, right? 1 o'clock against Colorado Mines. Soccer over at Sioux Park. Thanks again to the Peach Ranch. Thanks for coming. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.